Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be for Normani. Before I begin, let me apologize for the fogginess. I'm using natural light, so I guess it's the combination of the gloom and the sun. It's making like shit all foggy and shit. But anyway, let's see what's going on with Normani's overall energies at the moment. So let's look into her overall energies. Okay, those are a lot of cards, but let's deal with it. So, she's definitely dealing with sort of like pain, is what I'm getting. You know what I mean? I'm also seeing that she's dealing with trauma, which is interesting because I didn't think that, she would be dealing with something like this. But this is showing she's definitely dealing with pain and trauma. I'm getting actually two vibes that comes to me. It has to do with her home life. So I don't know what's going on in her family, but she's definitely disturbed by vibes, I guess, that's going on in the family. And this also has to do with I'm getting like the support system in her management. Something's going on with her management. So at the moment she's feeling all alone. She has a lot of thoughts in her head. And yeah, that's unfortunate. With this Six of Coins and this lady just releasing her moneymakers and shit, it's kind of just like symbolic of what Normani is doing at the moment. Again, I don't follow her or any of these people really. I just pick up the energies, but that's what makes it great. Like sometimes I hear things and then, I can tell you like, okay, this is what I heard. But for the most part, I'm not like following their Twitter or Instagram and all that, like, oh, what are they talking about? So yeah, but this is showing me actually that she's not using her gifts or her talents. She's definitely like letting it waste away. It's kind of just like she's giving up what can bring her money. This has to do with her being emotional at this moment. I think my card is dirty. It's weird, but anyway, yeah, so she's definitely given up like on her talents and shit. Like she's not working with her abilities to make money. So y'all hear how loud that car is, right? I guess I'll just let it go by and then I'll start the reading. It's loud when you're talking and it makes you kind of like shout, but it's kind of like a knee-jerk reaction. With this King of Coins though, I'm getting the vibe of a male is definitely looking at her. You see, like he got his eyes on her. This seems like an older gentleman. He's definitely sort of like seeing an opening or an opportunity that he could take advantage of. Because he definitely see that something's going down with her situation. So that's interesting. That's her overall energies. So let's see, who is this male, this older male that she's talking to? Again, with this King of Cups, this is someone that knows how to play her emotionally. I'm not getting like sinister vibes or anything because I know how I said it sounds a little bit funny, but this is somebody that's kind of like sort of like experienced, so he knows how to sort of like put on certain vibes and shit, to create a certain atmosphere to make, ladies and people feel a particular way. So he's definitely doing that for her. Let's look further. What's going on with that? Okay, I'll just choose from the bottom of the deck since it's up. Something came up. So again, it has to do with the trauma that she's going through. You know what I mean? With this death energy and sort of like the skeleton in the background, it's giving me a vibe that somehow he's like associated with everything that's going down. So that's fascinating. Let's look further. He definitely see her as fertile. And I'm kind of getting the vibe that he wants to make her into a baby mama. So that's definitely funny. And I know it seems random because this is the Page of Cups, but like in my Chloe Bailey reading, this energy is one of fertility, kind of like having a baby. But I'm getting a vibe that, you know, she's not pregnant or anything at the moment, but this is what this guy would like to do with her. So, alright. Can't judge that situation. I didn't ask a question, but this card came out. So let's see. What's going on with this? This actually gives me the vibe of like a journey or something. You know, this seems like a karmic travel as well. So let's see what that's about. Alright. Yeah, with this King of Swords, it's funny because it's like, this seems like an intense love situation. You know what I mean? That's just what I'm picking up. It's kind of just like, this guy is like the King of Swords, you know, the King of Pentacles. You know what I mean? And just like, and I think he was another king too, like the King of Wands or some shit. So this is giving me the vibe, like this guy is very sort of like caught up with what she's doing. But what this Griffin is showing me, he's kind of like in a vibe of wanting to teach her. But at the same time, he's kind of like obnoxious. You know, and it's kind of like, I'm getting a vibe like this guy, yeah, she's going through like disturbances, I guess, in her life, but he's almost like not helping it. So like, yeah, I guess he makes her feel good, but I'm getting like one of those guys that kind of are like, you know, they feel like they have to almost guide a lady or something, or he feels like he has to train her and train her mind. That's what I'm picking up. So that's interesting. I mean, for me, I don't actually like the energy. It doesn't seem so bad, but it's kind of just like, you know, particular style for some people, you know. I guess like some females, they like that. So let's see, how does she feel about this vibe? How does she feels about this guy? Well, this is actually really funny. She actually feels like this guy is bringing a lot of conflict into her situation. You know what I mean? And it's kind of just like, this caught my eye, like real quick as well. So it's kind of just like, she's ready to play with it. Because it's kind of like, I guess, exciting for her. And it's kind of like something to do, something to switch up the vibe. Especially because she's been down. But she definitely sensed that it's like an ominous situation. You know, what catches her attention, I guess, is that this guy, I don't know, I'm getting like he's an industry guy, or he been with a lot of females in the industry, something like that, like, or he's been with a lot of like, I don't know, like strippers or something. And it's kind of like, that's what she can't accept. So that's funny, like how the card just like slid down and this kind of came up. So it's kind of just like, that's what's on her mind. So like, you know what I mean? And this guy, he's not secretive about it. You know what I mean? He's like very like straight up. He's just like, look, this is what it is. You know, he's one of those guys. He's not like a dude that like hide things or anything like that. Like, he's up front. It's kind of just like, either you take it or you leave it. But, you know, she doesn't like it. So, But it seems like she's taking it. So let's see, is she going to just deal with it, or what's going on with that? Yeah, she's going to deal with it. You know, she's most definitely going to deal with it. So that's interesting. So let's see, how does she feel about Chloe Bailey? What's going on with that? So she's feeling a little bit bitter about the whole Chloe Bailey situation. If you looked at my Kim Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian reading, this actually came up for the brother, and this is how like the brother was feeling. It's kind of just like an animosity or hatred because of Chloe's, I guess, success that she's having. You know, I guess with that whole song, like Lord Have Mercy, in the whole music video situation. So she definitely feels a particular way about that. So that's interesting. Let's actually look at this situation further. What's going on? This is her emotion as well, because it was face down. With this Knight of Swords, it's almost like, I know it sounds funny because it doesn't seem like her personality to me, but I guess this is just the vibe that she's in. It's almost like she's running away. So it's funny, I know like it's been like, I guess a month or two since that song came out, so it's kind of like old news for the most part. But I don't know like what Chloe's doing, like, you know, behind the scenes or in the industry and shit that she might be aware of. But I'm getting the vibe like almost she's kind of like worried, you know, intimidated about basically what Chloe has going on. So that's interesting. Let's look further into that. You know, I guess it kind of makes sense because her emotional situation isn't right at the moment. So it's kind of just like she doesn't want to be triggered. That's why I guess she's running away. But I don't know. Again, this face down, so it has to do with her emotions. Yeah, it's kind of just like she's dealing with a lot of sadness. You know, she still, it's funny, she still hasn't gotten over, I guess, the rollout of her project with Cardi B. You know what I mean? I'm getting the vibe too that other stuff was supposed to come out, but it didn't come out for whatever reason. So this is definitely deep. Like, I don't know what's going on with her label or whatever, but I'm getting the vibe like she wanted to do other projects, but they were kind of like, I don't know if you call it sideline or kind of like pulled or whatever, but it's kind of just like, yeah. And this card kind of like flipped out while I was like talking about this. So yeah, it's kind of just like, the reason why she's sad, this is actually a deeper insight. She felt like the projects that didn't come out would have been successful. You know what I mean? She could definitely see sort of like the growth and all the goodness that could have came out of it. But for whatever reason, the people behind the scenes that I guess like work with what she's doing, they were just like, no. So that's why she's like, I guess, really sad. And the funny thing about it as well is kind of just like, she doesn't want to do any new projects. It's kind of just like she invested a lot of, I guess, time, energy, money into her last project, and she didn't get the return that she wanted or the support. So, that's interesting. What else can we see about Normani? It was funny because I just randomly did this reading and shit. I thought it was going to be like fun, happy, because I was just like very much in a good mood. And my mouth is dry, that's why I'm talking funny. But to see, you know, this shit go down like this, it's kind of just like, damn, okay. But it's actually very interesting at the same time. So it's like, yeah, she's pulling back, but she's not done yet. You know, she's definitely trying to do something, you know. And it's funny because I feel like, I don't know, it's funny because like that guy, this older guy that kept coming up, it's like he has something to do with something. Like he's involved somehow, some way. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, I'm kind of getting like a, what vibe is this? You know that actress that played in Monsters Ball? I forget her name. Holly Berry. I mean like a Holly Berry type of vibe. It's kind of just like, she's doing something kind of like unsavory and kind of nasty and gross because she's trying to get something to happen for herself. So it's kind of just like almost like selling out or something. Like she's doing something where it's almost like to other people watching, it would be selling out. And again, there we go. It has to do with the Wheel of Fortune. You know what I mean? This is all about trying to manifest, alchemizing, you know what I mean? She's definitely trying to make things go in her favor. So it's kind of just like, okay, my artistry, you know, didn't work out for me, so now I'm going to do other shit that might be considered gross to other people, but this is what I'm going to do to basically get myself going.